Reports that the U.S. government has not been telling the truth, specifically the truth about the severity of injuries to over 100 service members during a recent missile attack on the U.S. airbase in Kuwait. According to reports from CBS News, the attack then killed at least 6 U.S. service members. We knew that, but it was more severe than had been previously revealed because dozens suffered injuries, including brain trauma, shrapnel wounds, and burns. And at least one service member may require amputation of a limb. On Tuesday, the 11th day of the war, Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell said about 140 American service members have been injured so far, but he did not specify where or when they were wounded. And all of that leaves us with massive questions about what we can trust and what we can't. Who is telling the truth? What is the scale of devastation? How many casualties are there really? Well, you see, the confusion might have to do with the fact that our own government and government leaders, the experts in this case, the ones making the decisions, also don't seem to entirely know what's happening. Just yesterday, senators were invited into a closed-door intelligence briefing from administration officials. And here's what we know from Democratic Senator Chris Murphy. He says the administration does not intend to destroy Iran's nuclear weapons program, despite that being the stated aim, the sole reason of the Trump administration. He also confirms that regime change is not on the table. In fact, it's clear that a more hardline government is now in charge in Iran, and here's the thing, they're going to stay in charge. So what are the goals? Well, an endless bombing campaign, one that is expected to fluctuate up and down, as Murphy puts it, and endless war. And Murphy also concludes by addressing that the Strait of Hormuz, it turns out the administration had no plan for how to deal with Iran shutting down the strait and putting a chokehold on the global oil supply. Not encouraging news there. So where does it leave us? Well, simply put, we don't know. And neither do members of our administration, our military officials, the Israeli government. No one seems to know what to do next or how to end this war. In fact, the only strategy right now seems to be bomb Iran more. Today, a massive explosion was reported in Iran, a huge column of smoke, you see it here, and fire rising into the sky across social media. Some people wondering if this was a tactical nuclear strike. It was not, but this video has been circulating online. It appears to show this blast happening in an industrial or military area. We don't exactly know what the target was, though there are reports that Iranian drones that were being kept underground were hit there. Again, this is the only seeming plan of action right now. And we can also confidently say, we told you so. You see, here on this program, we've been reporting the facts on the ground as we see them, and those facts tell us that this war is not going well for the United States and Israel. So since we have been so consistently correct in our reporting so far, we want to go out on a limb here and address another tragic casualty of this war, MAGA and the America First movement. You see, Americans voted for Trump to end the endless wars, not to start another one. And the administration knows that there is a civil war right now in the MAGA movement. Thus, the desperate attempts to label a war in Iran as actually America First.
X is not real life. This president lives in the real world. And with respect to MAGA, President Trump is the leader of MAGA. He's the creator of the MAGA movement. And there is nothing more America first than taking out terrorists who have maimed and killed our own servicemen and women, who chant death to America and who pose a threat to the homeland.
Nothing more MAGA and America First than war with Iran. So, you don't have to take our word for it, though, because others are saying something very different about this war.
What just seems so insane based on what he ran on. I mean, this is why a lot of people feel betrayed, right? He ran on no more wars and these stupid, senseless wars, and then we have one that we can't even really clearly define why we did it.
What I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment, and I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen, and it is happening.
It's about foreign policy. They don't care about domestic policy because they don't care about the United States, but they do care about the U.S. Treasury and the Pentagon, the projection of force on behalf of Israel.
He took this is going to be a few-day war, to now it's going to be maybe 4 weeks or more. I want to say, what is happening to the man that I supported, you supported, the man that denounced what happened in Iraq, the man that said no more foreign wars, no more regime change, promised it on the campaign. J.D. Vance promised it. Tulsi Gabbard promised it. All of them promised it. And we're a year in, and we're in another war.
Yeah. Despite what the administration may tell you, millions feel betrayed. And no matter how much the administration wants to say, this is not actually a war, that it will be over soon. And the latest one, have you heard this? That this is actually the only way to stop the forever wars. It's the end, the beginning of the end. See, by starting a war with Iran, in fact, starting the biggest one so far, then they're actually ending forever wars, because there will be no more Middle East wars after this one. It's nonsense. It's like when President George W. Bush said he had to sacrifice the free market in order to save the free market. Remember that? Doesn't make any sense. But the truth is, it gets worse, because there is at least one person who is very, very happy with the current administration's policy in Iran.
There is beginning to be a better understanding, both by the president and the people around him, as well as by the leaders of our European allies, that there can be common ground amongst us. And the kind of dismissiveness that we saw in the first Trump administration has been replaced by a much more obvious working relationship to the good of European security, transatlantic security, and hopefully Ukrainian security. So I'm actually encouraged.
If you encourage Hillary Clinton with your foreign policy, you're probably not putting America first. Hillary expressing how proud she is of President Trump and his administration for coming around to her never-ending war neocon policy. That's despite the fact that this war is by far the most unpopular, by far, of any war in decades. Think about that. President Trump, who defeated Hillary Clinton in 2016 by promising to end the neocon stranglehold on foreign policy, is now coming around to her position on Iran and other global conflicts. We've come full circle, except we really haven't. We're actually stuck in a trap that we can only get out of when Iran decides to stop launching missiles at our bases in the Middle East, and of course, they will stop launching rockets at Israel. So what is the plan to get us out of that trap?
The fact that it hasn't gone badly at all in war. I mean, we're almost batting 1,000 here. Do you think the president is going to look for an off-ramp or keep going?
Well, I think that he's achieved his objectives the way that he's laid them out. And you just put it beautifully, Jesse. I mean, what is there really that's left to do that we haven't already done? I mean, we have demonstrated to the world and anybody who's watching, by the way, that we have overwhelming military superiority and we know how to use it. We have totally destroyed forever their nuclear program. We have destroyed their ballistic missiles. We have destroyed their Navy. I mean, this has been a total success in whatever it's been, 11 days. And I thought the president's remarks last night that he could declare victory today and it would be a 100% victory. I think it's true. I think we ought to say to our heroes, thank you for a job well done. This has been absolutely amazing. It's been astounding. It's been historic. And now it's time to declare victory.
That's incredible, isn't it? Millions of people are going to watch that segment and walk away thinking that everything they just heard there is true. No ballistic missiles. No one's firing rockets at Israel. Israel's not being laid waste in Tel Aviv. No problems at all. Strait of Hormuz isn't shut down. This has been an unbelievable success. That's what they're going to believe. And you heard what Josh Hawley, the senator there from Missouri, said. Just declare victory and move on, right? That's where we are right now, except as we said yesterday, we can't just declare victory if Iran keeps fighting. You can only claim victory when your opponent admits defeat, and Iran seems to be a long way from caving in.